What's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. A couple of new cards were revealed earlier today featuring the legendary Duelist series, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the artwork, by the way, of these cards is fantastic. I mean, the new Red Eyes, Blue Eyes, Exodia, Dark Magician, Kaiser Glider as well. But the effects aren't really that fantastic. First one here. Just trying out things, as you see here in the build, being the new Blue Eyes. A new Blue Eyes fusion, an alternative fusion, I guess. It needs 3 regular Blue Eyes monsters, since, well, I think that the easiest way to get this card, your alternative fusion on the field, is of course Dragon's Mirror, but again, that's not searchable, or your Guardragon link, right? But in like 99% of the situations, it's just better to put out your Floodgate boss monster from your or thanks to your Guardragon link monster. So it's an okay card. It has some beneficial effects, like if you use your Blue Eyes alternative dragon, your Blue Eyes alternative white dragon, well, it gets the extra beneficial effects. That's something I wanted to say, is that if you use the alternative dragon, you can pop up to 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field. But small downside is that if you use that effect, the Blue Eyes fusion cannot attack. So that's a small downside, right? Makes it more balanced, I guess, even though it's quite hard to get it on the field. And of course, the summoning requirement is quite difficult. It's not optimal, I guess. I mean, if by the time you have that particular setup needed, you either won the game or lost the duel, I guess, unless it's like a top-decked Dragon's Mirror or something like that, since, yeah, this archetype or Blue Eyes currently doesn't have a good searchable in-theme, well, you know, fusion card, right? Searchable off of, well, whatever, right? Well, you have Chaos Form, but, well, I'm looking for something like Rituals as well. So, I mean, you have Chaos Form for Rituals, but as in a good searchable fusion card, that's not the case. So anyway, as you saw, this is not really like a standard Blue Eyes deck. You know, the good old Blue Eyes we know decided to use. It's not really new, I guess, using the Draconnet Needle Fiber as well. So OCG, by the way. But yeah, Guardragons with, you know, this is not new, right? Guardragons with Needle Fiber and having access to Draconnet, it's kind of new, I guess, especially with Miko. You know, Draconnet with Miko is that's so unfair. Very similar to, I guess, Orcust. I mean, from like one card or one normal summon of your Ibli with Orcust here, a normal summon of your Draconnet, unstopped, by the way, by your opponent's hand traps, equals in this particular field equal, well, of course you're somewhat relying on other cards in your hand, but that's basically like half of your deck leading to this particular board, right? I mean, you have so many combos, possibilities leading to this, and that's something you, at least I didn't use here. In the first example is the, what's it called, the Dragonnet Link monster. Dragonnet Link monster also fetching Dragon's Ravine. Dragon's Ravine can set up every dragon, I guess. I'm not, at least, yeah, Destrudo is not the main deck, but it might be a good one, maybe opening up some extra synchro plays if needed, but again, it's just like testing out a couple of new cards, like the level 1 here, can I call it like the small baby firewall dragon? It's okay. In the OCG we already see it being used in, you know, the Gandora FTK, which is much different compared to a CCG due to its differences, right, with the card effect. But anyway, you know, using the Draconnet Link, not really sure if this is like the correct play. I mean, you can definitely keep the Draconnet Link 2 in your extra deck potentially for next turn, I guess. You know, your opponent might have a follow-up play or like Winged Dragon of Ra to get him out of this situation, and this is like an excellent comeback on his part. I do have the small baby firewall dragon in my graveyard to potentially special summon it if my opponent destroys something on my side of the field. And the small downside is that, well, that small firewall baby can search something from the deck, like search your Red Eyes, for example, your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, but you have to discard something, so here in this situation it wasn't really that beneficial. Then again, he probably would have negated it with Cyber Dragon Infinity as well. So alternative forcing out Infinity And the Dragon's Mirror getting the fusion on the field, selling the fusion can't attack, so dealing some extra damage here, using the Guardragon Reborn continuous spell to, you know, opening up the extra monster zone again. But the Overload fusion, I mean, how sacky can you be? I think it was his only out, I guess? Yeah, sending Nexter and Cyber Dragon, what is it, the small Cyber Dragon, the Sangan Rights, forgot its name, you know which one I mean. Getting back Nexter reborning the Cyber Dragon, or the Nova, and you know, Nova and Infinity, some standard plays, but definitely a solid game, good game. My last card is not going to save me from this particular situation. Return of the Dragon Lords. That's not going to be enough. Alright, only alternative dragon as a valid option. The new card here, the new search card for Cyber's Monsters Cyanide Mining is also becoming a very important card, I guess. At a small discard cost, you can search either Ibly, and then again I'm looking at Orcust hybrids, or you know, Orcust in general, of searching your Ibly, and as you know, like a normal summon of Ibly equals into like a Shenanigans field, doesn't make sense field, if that makes sense, right? And here in this as well, I mean, like one normal summon of Draconnet equals in this kind of field featuring Guardragons, but again Needle Fiber as well. And again, it's not, we can't expect fiber in a TCG, but whatever, right? It's all speculation. So, but again, yeah, keep in mind using fiber here in this build as well. Going first, going second, I guess. This is pretty much the same field you can pump out every time. I mean, there are some small differences depending on your extra deck, which boss monsters you're using in your extra deck as well. But I think this opening field is good, negating the spell, and you have the what is it called, the Red Dragon to negate any face-up card like the DDD Siegfried, right? Titanic Galaxy for some extra protection, and yeah, still having some extra Link summons ready for next turn, so this can't go wrong, right? Going second this time against Salamangreats. My opening hand is good, it's fine, and that's, yeah, still like the weakness, I guess, from this particular build is not running hand traps. I'm not sure if you can call it, well, yeah, maybe in today's format, I guess, but no Ash Blossom or any other hand traps like Impermanence as well. It's a couple of cards, like a couple of Ash Blossoms, a couple of Impermanences I definitely want to add in the main deck. Just like going second, you have like a chance of coming back, or, well, you know, prevent your opponent from establishing his board, I guess. So normal summon Draconnet trying to, and yeah, you know, get the search, etc. But that's something I like about it's of course, it's Blue Eyes, right? Blue Eyes is not the most consistent deck, it still has the same weaknesses as before, it's very vulnerable to hand traps. I'm looking at Ash Blossom here, Ash Blossom on your trade-in or your Melody on Draconnet, right? It's Ash Blossom, right? But something like Melody or trade-in can definitely lure out the Ash Blossom, and then your normal summon of Draconnet might go through, depending on which matchup, of course. But looking at Salamangreat, searchable dimensional, searchable Infernity Barrier, right, and next to that, I guess like half of the deck is hand traps, maybe Veil, DD Crow, Maxi in the OCG. Not in here, but Maxi, yeah, Ash Blossom, like a gazillion hand traps, what can you do, right? Last example, yeah, pretty much the same things, right? But that's what this deck is based on or focused on, with the drawing speed, trade-ins, right? Or other cards leading to this particular board of triple Draconnet and triple Cyanide Mining here as well in the main deck. So the chances of opening with at least one option of your Draconnet, it's quite high. Then again, triple Call by the Grave to negate your opponent's hand traps, you need that, but again, yeah, the build definitely needs work, so like always feel free to leave suggestions. Same opening moves like turn, like the previous times. Only running one World Chalice monster, being the level 1 Guardragon, I guess. So there is a rank 8 Exceed play, yeah, yeah, using the Huge Foolish Burial to set up one of the stones, only like a one-off in a deck, I guess. Not really sure if you want to main deck more. This really doesn't make sense, I see now. Well, I probably, yeah, my thought process was I wanted to keep the Synchro, level 9 Synchro Blue Eyes on the field, but it probably would have just been better to, you know, tribute it for Silver Eyes or Azure Eyes, right? So, yeah, whatever, right? It's fine, I guess. But this new fusion, this new alternative, I mean, the problem still is that there isn't a searchable fusion card. We might expect that, same for Dark Magician, a good searchable fusion card. I think we can definitely expect that, but for now, relying on either Dragon's Mirror, which is not searchable by any good cards here in the main deck, or of course your Guardragon Link monster to pump out the fusion. It's not like to go to boss monster every time, and also the summoning conditions isn't really that easy. So, and also this new small baby Firewall Dragon is good, but depends on the situation. We see in the OTK, in the OCG that is already heavily used in Gamdora FTK, and of course, right. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.